What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel, Tag Your It. This is a channel geared towards women's empowerment and just, tips and tools to how to navigate life as a female. Because I believe females, we have a very unique experience. So today I'm actually going to be speaking on how to practice forgiveness and let go resentment. So for me, this hits pretty heavy because I've had a situation occur, with a close family member that I had to part ways and kind of distance myself from due to the issues that came up in our relationship, and just a person not acknowledging any wrongdoing, no accountability. However, I truly believe that resentment is a emotion that truly poisons your heart. So with that being said, forgiveness is not for that person. It's more so geared to get the gook and yuck out of your heart posture, out of your heart spaces, so you don't block your blessings. I think when a person treats you poorly, it's more of a reflection of them versus you. Even though it doesn't feel that way once somebody has, committed an offense against you, it's just very hard for me because it's like I know the type of person I am, and, some things that I would say, like, I would never do that to them, and yet they did it to me, But everybody is built different, so you have to respect that as well. And you never know a person's decisions and how they act are framed from their specific life experience. Not to make excuses, but you still have to handle that with grace, as hard as that may be. I feel like it's very troubling to try to forgive somebody and, again, they don't even acknowledge that they did anything wrong. However, you don't have to forgive them, but holding anger, resentment, walking around angry and bitter, guess what? They don't care. They're on with their life, not thinking about you or their actions or how it affected you or anything. So with that being said, the person that's most affected is you. So that's why, you have to learn how to forgive and move on. Now, there is a caveat to forgiveness, and that caveat is just because you forgive an individual, that does not necessarily mean to rekindle the relationship. I think some actions, change a relationship permanently, and I feel like this, with family, you can't pick and choose your family like you pick and choose your friends. But what I can do is love you from a distance. When our relationship becomes toxic and, I feel like I'm setting boundaries, but you're not adhering to them, then it's time to take a step back, because if you forgive someone and then let them back in your life and there is no change in their behavior, then guess what? The same cycle will repeat itself. And I'm speaking from experience. I'm a very tolerable person, and, I can kind of consider myself to be non-confrontational. I don't like being confrontational, but at the end of the day, it's like, if I don't speak on what's bothering me, then basically it's making me eat my feelings, and I don't like the way that feels either. So I would say, for your mental health, for your peace of mind, learn to practice forgiveness. I mean, it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and lie and say, oh, just, forgive them and move on. But it is necessary to heal, and then moving forward, whether you rekindle the relationship or love the person from a distance, I think what's very important is to set firm boundaries with people. Because, again, the only people that have a problem with boundaries are the main people that need them in place. And to me, if you tell a person, okay, this bothers me or that bothers me, and they continue to exhibit that specific behavior, then really they have no respect for you at that point. So you have to ask yourself, is this somebody that you even want to be in a relationship with? And there's different levels of relationships. I'm not just speaking on romantic relationships. So with that being said, continue to live on purpose, with purpose, and just know, Ted, you're it. You have the tenacity, audacity, and grit to do whatever you want to do in this thing called life. Life's road, we got some bumps and turns, and you have to make adjustments. But I feel like each day above ground is another chance to make the life that you want to have, because essentially we are the director of our lives. God is the creator. He gives us life every day. He allows us to wake up, but we are the director of our life, and that begins with our decisions. So I hope this is helpful for someone. If you like my content, I would love for you to like, share, and subscribe. Hope to see you on the next